Let's solve some equations with radicals in them, huh? Now remember, equations, you're isolating variables. You're getting rid of stuff by doing its inverse operation. We're getting square roots today, and the inverse of square root, the opposite of a square root, is to square it. So that's how we're going to cancel out a square root today. So our first goal with these is to isolate the radical. Get it so it's just the square root on both sides. So on A here, it's the square root of x minus 3. We got to get rid of that minus 3 first. So we're going to add 3 to both sides. The square root of x equals 7. Once you have it down to just the square root, you square it to cancel it out. But you got to square both sides. All it does is cancel out the radical here. So it's just x, and then 7 squared is 49. That's it. Too easy. On B, we already have it down to just the square root stuff over here. So we're going to cancel it all out by squaring it. If you do it to one side, you got to do it to the other side. It cancels out the square root, so it's just regular x minus 3 over here. And then over here, 4 squared is 16. X minus 3 equals 16. I hope you know that last step is plus 3. That's not bad, right? Get it to where it's just the square root, and then square both sides to cancel that out, and then solve what's left, if there is something left to solve. So I have 3 more here. I'd like you to try them. Give them a whirl, man. Yeah. Here I would subtract the 7 first. Square root of x equals 5, and then we'll cancel out the square root by squaring. 5 squared is 25. Over here we would add the 4 first. Absolute value of a equals 9, and then we will square both sides. A equals 81. Over here, we've already got it to the square root, so we can go ahead and square both sides. C minus 2 equals 36, and then we will add the 2 to both sides. C equals 38, and we're having fun. Oh man, can you imagine how we would solve equations if there were radicals on both sides of the equal sign? I can't even imagine. Oh gosh. Step 1 is isolate the radical. We did. That's the only thing on the left side of the equal sign here. Then we'll cancel out the radical by squaring both sides. When we square both sides here, both radicals will completely go away. So it'll just become 3n minus 2 equals n plus 6. There we go. Now it's an old equation. You have n's on both sides of the equation here, so we'll have to subtract an n from both sides. N minus n will cancel over there. 3n minus 1n is 2n minus 2 equals, over here we just have 6. That's a 2-step equation. Heck, let's add 2 to both sides. 2n equals 8, and then we'll divide it by 2. We got n equals 4. Wow, fun. All right. I have one that I'd like you to try, and I'll go over it up here as well. Give this a whirl. We'll square both sides. Gives us 3t plus 4 equals 5t minus 6. We'll subtract 3 t's from both sides. 4 equals 2t minus 6. Heck, let's plus 6 to get rid of that minus 6. 10 equals 2t, and then we'll just divide by 2 on both sides. 5 equals t. Unbelievable. Too much fun.